Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Why young men should date a Filipina, a woman from the Philippines. That is because the pursuit is rewarding. Are you a young man believing that a relationship is not going to happen for you because you've never reaped anything at all for your effort? I've been there. Does it always seem to be a waste of time and it gets discouraging? This video is going to be similar to the one a while back about effort paying off. But here I want to focus on the reward itself of patiently pursuing a relationship that is in the nascent stage, just coming to life. Don't give up because of some obstacles. Please subscribe here to Love Beyond the Sea. I'm going to offer and been offering marriage advice to young men because I care about them. Young men are becoming middle-aged men and then older men with nothing to show for in a relationship, which I think is a shame. Comments, of course, are welcome. Starting a series called Why Young Men Should Date Filipina. And I've probably got close to 20 of those in there now. It's going to be in the YouTube playlist called Young Men and Filipinas. This here is a pro-marriage Filipina friendly channel. I'm going to beat the drum for marriage unashamedly because I think it's God's best for nearly all people. But there are some things we need to know and perspectives to have, or we will end up living self-absorbed lives, which makes for a terrible marriage partner. Everything worthwhile takes a lot of work, and the pursuit of a good marriage partner is no different and will be rewarding if you don't give up. What other couples have, you can have too. Talk to successful marriage partners. Learn from people like your pastor, ask questions, read books, watch reputable videos, find a mentor to help you with these things that's had a successful marriage. I did that for many years to get ready for a relationship. In doing so, you will find that the more invested in the relationship you are, the better it's going to be. The reward comes from not having unrealistic expectations for her as well as the relationship overall. I have talked to a lot of men about women in the Philippines, including ones in their 20s, 30s, who notice that there may be a bit of a language barrier, for example. That comes up a lot. If you simply can't understand each other, I don't know why you'd want to pursue that person. And that is not to disparage them, but you just have to be able to communicate. English isn't her first language. You have to remember that. And she's probably self-conscious when she speaks, so I think you need to be reassuring about this. Don't speak too fast, for example, for her sake. This is part of the rewarding pursuit, recognizing potential challenges and finding ways to make it work. You might discover that texting causes more problems than making a video call. That was our experience. Sometimes it caused enough confusion for me to wonder why she was upset with me. One time I texted I had talked to other women, I meant in the past, but not since we were going steady, and she thought I was telling her that I was at the present time, that I was chatting with other women. In my mind, had was past tense, but to her, had made it sound like it was presently, like I just had a sandwich. And I can see why. She thought I had violated her trust and understandably didn't want to talk to me anymore. But eventually I was able to get it straightened out after looking at some of our messages, wondering, where is this coming from? Another thing is that it's more difficult to tell what someone's real emotions are when you're texting. Really easy to get confused that way. Again, I have myself, so be patient. Ask for clarification without getting upset. Time zone difference can be another problem, depending on where you live. Here in Nebraska, it's either 12 or 13 hours, depending on time of year, which works out very well. My morning was her evening, and my evening her morning. That made it easy to arrange our communication if we were dedicated to that, okay? And we said we're going to meet, and we did. I loved waking up in the morning to see her Viber messages, and I missed them after she arrived in America 8 months later. Also keep in mind, she probably wants a relationship if she's still talking to you after a month and isn't asking for any money for anything or anyone. So reward her for that by being consistent in your communication. When you say you're going to be around for a chat, make sure you are. I'm sure you want her to be on time. Earn her trust. I think it is more advantageous to only be chatting with her. As I mentioned in the earlier video in this series, growth won't occur with one of you splitting your time with others, and she doesn't want that either. I just have to find my place here. Remember also that this person you're talking to, that you're hoping will be the one someday, isn't perfect, and she knows that too, but your pursuit will pay off if you let her know you want each of you to learn from your past and move forward together. Don't be looking for a finished product, because neither of you are. We all need another chance. Don't be too picky about things like, how long or short her hair is. That could change over time. If she dresses modestly, that's the best thing. Somebody that dresses modestly is something she should be putting in her pictures, and something that should be telling you this is somebody you might want to, get to know better. Her English, again, any difficulty chatting in the Philippines, the internet, I should tell you, isn't always available. Isn't always reliable. You might be talking and then it goes away, due to the weather conditions, or it could be just the quality of the internet herself. So be persistent. Don't give up. Don't get frustrated if there's a what do they call it, a brownout, or the internet signal just isn't any good. Consider that if you can marry each other, that's only the start, in a sense. And it's great that you get to that point of getting to know each other, dating, getting married, but it just begins a new chapter, because living together in marriage brings a brand new set of challenges that you'll have to persevere through. That's perfectly normal, to be expected, and seen as an opportunity to learn and grow. I believe some men are just too picky, especially older ones, who ought to be a little more realistic. Instead of looking for the most perfect Filipina you can find, just find Miss Good Enough, someone with character and integrity and values. Those things are not going to change, not like her hair or her body or her looks. I think it's wise to anticipate some struggles with communication with a woman from another country, thousands of miles away. You've got cultural differences that, will be challenging. Watch my videos on Love Beyond the Sea for more information on that. I've got like 1,500 videos now in only about 5.5 years, and I've got hundreds more that I have plotted out to make whenever I get around to making them. So be patient, stay the course, and you just might come away one day with love beyond the sea.